back to Gardening with Grandpa B. Part 1, we are comparing the effectiveness of a cornmeal, completely organic, to a store-bought herbicide. And we put them out about 3 weeks ago, and this would be the time that the instructions to say to reapply. So real quick, I wanted to show you, this is the store-bought one that, to me, it seemed to do its job. I'm not too worried. This is a grass that could spread by weeding, by spreading its root out. So it did its job. It is a pre-emergent herbicide, which means it stops seeds from germinating. So there's my store-bought herbicide. Now if I compare it to this side, which is where I put the cornmeal, I put it in this main area here. I didn't do the whole bed because I wanted to focus on just this one area. And you can see I've got a couple volunteers coming up. But in all fairness, we are in an age of, we just look at the immediate results and we're going to go with that. Well, what we need to be doing is looking underneath the soil. The soil is more than just holding support for the roots, for the plants. The soil food ecosystem is something so often overlooked, and that's what we just did. We just looked at the outside and says, oh yeah, this one works better, so I'm going to use it. Well, wait a minute. Let's take a real good look at what they did. Now, I have no idea how this is going to react. I know that the organic one, I would think, will more feed the food network. But so what we're going to do is we're going to just go in here. Now, if I'd uncovered an earthworm, that's bonus points. But I can see here, when I dig this hole out, I can see evidence of a little hole. So there's evidence of a life in here, whether that looks like it's a rather large bug, but that tells me something, that this side is supporting some life. So I'm going to dig out, and then I'm going to go here. And now, most of these organisms, you're going to need a microscope to see, but just a rough survey, I'm going to just spread it out and see if I see anything. Which you might not. A lot of the organisms that you see may be night dwelling. They may not be out this time of day. So this is just like I said, a rough survey. So then I'm going to come along and let's do that over here. So this one I've got sign of a life, but I'm going to just pick an area. I don't see a hole. Same size hole, so I can do a fair comparison that I don't see on this side. This is the pre-emergent herbicide from the store. So when I just kind of open this soil up, I want to see if I see anything. So I don't see any crawly things. I'm not really worried about identification right now. I just want to look and see, what do I see, What are signs of life? Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is to try to capture some of those other organisms. I'm going to take this jar and I'm going to bury it up to right here. This has got a little bit of antifreeze. This is what they do when they want to do a survey of organisms in your soil. This is antifreeze. If you've got dogs that you're worried about, you can just put a mothball in there, and that'll do the same thing. But this is just a mason jar. So when I do this, I'm going to come in, I'm going to dig a deep enough hole that I'll be able to put him in, because I want him level with the dirt. A little deeper. Okay, so now I've dug it out. I'm going to take all that dirt that I put out and I'm going to put it right up to the rim. So the reason there's antifreeze in there, so when a small worm or something comes along and drops in there, there may be another one that comes in there. I don't want them to eat each other. So that'll kind of mess with my results. So I'm going to put that, that's why that antifreeze or that mothball is in there, such that they're going to drop in, they're going to die, and it'll help our count. But like I said, the thing I want to really point out at this stage is the dirt is very level. I want to push this up as best I can to get, I may get a little dirt in there. But I'm going to push it up level to that as best I can. So that way when any unsuspecting insect or bug or whatever comes along, he's going to fall right in. All right, so stay tuned for part 3. We thought we were done, but like I said, I really want to give this a full analysis, and part of that is looking at the soil food web. Thanks for now.